Hello and welcome back to Losers Round 5. We've got Pokerstars up against Sauce. And an interesting thing here, Wes, is that Precision I once played with 3/4 of this roster. He was dropped a couple of weeks ago. Some players took some breaks, but there's some bad blood here somewhere, somehow. And he's going to be playing against his former team, so he's got something to prove here.
I love those kind of stories, right? As a player, you always want to play the team that dropped you. You want to prove them wrong. You have that fire in you that you want to be able to tell them that you made a mistake. And I'm a reason for some of your success in the past. So it looks like Precision Knight's going to have that opportunity here. He's going up against some good players like Batchford. We all know Batchford in the EU scene, Squashy. I mean, these guys are nice, right? So this is going to be a great series. I always go back to like when BTH may have dropped me at times and whatnot, and I played them. Like, you best believe I got the better of them because there's just so much more motivation for me to try and prove those people wrong. And with that motivation just comes some confidence and dopamine just from just playing the game. So I love the idea that we could see Precision Knight pop off in the series. I want an opportunity to kind of start the series with him and see where he's up to early and on.
Yep, after this camouflage play with Mista is over and said and done with, we should jump on board with Precision Knight. And they've actually got 3 members of the former Market roster now aptly named Pokerstars. So this is a great start. And what better way to prove the boys wrong than beat them in a best of 5. And Precision Knight and the boys have started off really hot here. So missed it. Camouflage just about to expire. He's got just under a quarter left of it now. But making some nice plays, delaying any pushes and making sure all attentions are on him. I like this from Mr. West.
Ton of information he just got by playing that slow too, and that's underrated, right? Like, he didn't do a ton with this camo so far. He just was forced to back from that 1v1. His teammate picks up the assist. Like, so he's not being a super flashy player, but he got his teammates so much information right there by playing it slow, noticing the guy that was trying to push Nest, also saw the bunker players, does get assassinated right there. Precision Knight has the railgun, but missed that. That was a very beneficial camo. We've seen what it can do exactly in the scoreline. It's a trip cap. They're up 25-0 and counting.
29-0, and just now they've decided to stop that bleeding. It's an expression that we use all the time. It's when you get one of those strongholds back, as Precision Knight almost gets a triple kill and embarrasses Looney, but we see a little bit of body disrespect there. Not the matter now as we're on board with Shabby Daggers. He tries to capture the nest with a teammate as well, but they're starting off so well here. Triple cap in effect again. Camouflage another 20 seconds, so we're going to see the 2 teams set up around that, but a brilliant start here if you're Sauce here, Wes.
Yeah, I've had to go to you to understand who the actual underdog is in the series, but to me, it looks like Sauce starting the series out hot, the exact way they started the last series. They're looking very dominant. Right now is an opportunity for Pokerstars, though. We see the railgun in hands. They're hopping into basement as a team. Multiple players dead for Sauce, and this could be the opportunity they need to get some momentum going on their side. A huge railgun kill, potentially 2. He does make it 2, and with that, they're going to be able to continue this control of the map. You want to see them go towards Nest eventually, and a little bit of an overextension there for that player with the railgun, and unfortunately that could subside some of the pressure that they were just able to gain.
These 2 teams so evenly matched on paper, but no game is ever played on paper. No series is ever played on paper, and at the moment it is the boys on Sauce who are just getting the better of the former Market roster. And it's kills going back and forth, but at the moment, unfortunately, all the points in favor of Sauce. But we're seeing now a little bit of control from Pokerstars as we jump on board again with that man, Precision Knight. Camouflage has already been and gone, so we won't see that effect on the map as he jumps onto that camouflage platform. But now we're seeing Pokerstars starting to transition that basement into their control, and we might see a triple cap of their own.
Yeah, the beauty of strongholds is when one team gets a trip cap and is able to hold it, even for just a short, brief period of time, they're able to build such a magnificent lead. Right now, we're seeing a 59 to single digits lead, right? There's so much work that has to be done for Pokerstars to come back in this game by the hot start we saw from Sauce.
Yeah, and much can be said as well is when you're in a triple cap and you lose a couple of spawn cycles as well, Wes, you're not only hemorrhaging all of those points, but you start to get flustered, you start to panic, and you make some really bad decisions. And maybe we've seen that off the start from the boys on Pokerstars, but they're now just getting a foothold in the game.
Yeah, they've had control for a little bit now. They're starting to chip away at the lead that's been built from Sauce. If you're Sauce, you need to slow this game down. Understand that you have such a great lead to play with that you built yourself early on. There's not a ton of pressure on you. You have time to slay before trying to force any objective pain. Make sure that you get the kills before.
Looney baiting that basement hill, trying to do as much damage as he possibly could. Unfortunately, not able to get a kill as he puts a couple of shots into that player who dips away into the sewers. Does get the cleanup onto Looney. Will get that kill onto Precision. Like, great plays from him, although he didn't stop that basement. He got a couple of kills and may now secure that camouflage. And Squashy Josh squeezes himself over there and picks it up. That's going to be 3 dead momentarily if Shabby Dagger falls. It is, as we're seeing 3 dead now as well. And Squashy, the last man alive with camouflage, he's 4 dead. And just like that, the map flips, Wes.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to be a huge opportunity for Pokerstars to continue to chip away at this lead. And then all of a sudden, everyone on Sauce feel like they made a play. The railgun in Looney's hand picks up a kill on the camo player. And with it, another trip gap in effect. They're going to hop into basement, try to apply that pressure. Did they get the reset, though? There's a perfect kill on stream from the DMR. I love the fact that he's just going to fall back, anchor BR. Does he know this player's spawn here? He gets the auto cube from the thrust. And with it, knocks him down to no shield. Unfortunately, no one's there to finish that kill, but the damage is being done in the score. The trip cap's still in effect, 80 and counting.
Wes, talk to me. Pokerstars, they got a couple of kills, they got the camouflage. It should have, from that point, been a 4v2, and all the ingredients should have been in their favor. They should have been able to get some semblance of control, but somehow they've conceded a triple cap, and they've not been able to break it ever since, and the game is going to end. How has that just happened?
Yeah, it's incredible, right? They were in such a good position to continue what they had going. It felt like they got a round of slays as well right when that camo was coming up. They were not ready for the spawners that happened, I believe, back bunker, and because of it, they kind of got sandwiched in a situation that they weren't ready for. And with it, complete map control. When you go all 4 dead, you lose complete map control. And in a game like Strongholds, when a trip cap can get put in effect, you are drastically going to be losing in score. We saw 3 trip caps that really allowed this Sauce team to get to 100 points there, and it almost felt like that was a back and forth game a little bit more than the scoreline would show. But with the trip caps being in effect for Sauce, they were able to extend their lead and run away with this game. That's the beauty of Strongholds. It's like total domination will gain you such a massive objective lead. If you just have somewhat domination and you're not willing to risk the trip cap, then you can score, but it's just going to be a linear, gradual approach that might come back to bite you in the end.
Wes, something we touched upon is how Precision Knight might be fueled on in this series, and I can confirm he got 600 more damage than anybody else in the server. That's impressive, and that is just what you spoke upon. This is going to be the sort of thing he's trying to do.
Absolutely. I think every series I look back on that I played my past teammates, whether or not I was dropped or we just made team changes or I went in a different direction, it was personal, right? You want these series to be personal. You want to step up in these big moments. Precision Knight having a hell of a game 1 is going to put his team in a great spot. This battle for camo, though, looks like it's being won by Pokerstars right now. Unfortunately, they lose 1. There's a player trying to play his life. Does get away with camo for the time being. I want to see if Pokerstars can tie this series up. Can we hop on board with that camo player?
On board now with Looney with the camouflage, and although his teammate Warlord died, it was all for good reason. They were able to control that camouflage and pop it into his chest, and now we're seeing Looney with the plasma pistol combo on the pistol. He's going to try and get some kills. All members of Sauce seem to be trapped in towards this red base. Only one player spawned out, and there he is. It's Looney who was bottom middle behind everybody, Wes.
Yeah, beautiful flank from Lunny. I'm not sure if he spawned and the other team was just a little bit too slow in order to push into red and finish up the kills, but that's a map that's going to happen. That's going to happen on this map, right? On Truth, you're going to, if you get the first kill, you have to push and flush out the rest of the base because they're going to spawn at the opposite base behind you. If you take your time trying to do so, they're going to have an immediate flank due to that spawn. So you got to pick up the pace. You got to get your confidence going if you're Pokerstars and play at the pace that Halo 5 is played at, because right now they're playing a little bit too slow for my liking.
At the moment, we're seeing Sauce up 1-0 in the series, winning by 5 kills. It's now 6 kills as 2 members make that 3 members fall for the team on Pokerstars, and that is not what you want to see. We're going to see camouflage now in 20 or so seconds as well, and the team Sauce are going to know exactly when it popped up. They were in an engagement with Looney and Warlord before that, so they're going to set up around that. I'd like to see them get some control here, Wes. Had to really push the pace here.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to set up for this next camo. I'm not sure if they've been able to get it as at this point. Looks like Pokerstars did get around the slaves as camo was coming up, so I would imagine that potentially is going in their hands. A couple of nades missed into that window, and they would have hit a player hiding up in that pocket. So unfortunate for the 4 grenades right there. Got a player pink 1 trying to fight for camo because it's a very late camo. That's right. We're going to see Sauce punch it in, and they're going to back up with it. I actually love this play because now the enemy team Pokerstars, they're not going to have any idea where this camo player is going. He's going towards cars. He's going bottom middle. He does choose to double back pink and start shooting. Questionable decision by him because he could very well get isolated, and it's a great win from Pokerstars and Warlord. Huge shots to take that player down.
Wes started to give you just a little bit of praise there, Lunny, as you looked to back down and maybe make some different flanks, but you decided to re-engage. Maybe you were trying to catch those players off guard, but what you actually did was isolate yourself into a 2v1, make that a 3v1, 24 kills to 18, though you haven't paid the prices, you haven't lost the lead, you haven't even got close to you, you're still well out in front, and the game is just over the halfway point. It's 26 kills to 19 now the score. On board with Squashy Josh. These boys are going to need to get a grip and start pushing the envelope here, Wes.
Just a 7-kill game, it's still manageable, right? And that double kill is going to really help them out. Those 2 pieces, I'm sorry, minimize the damage of this game. You got to get some kind of camo controls, and you got to play a little bit smarter with them, though. I love the aggression right now. You see them have 2 players stuck at blue. You don't want to lose your life here, so play smart. Let your teammates get the kills if needed. They pick up 1. The second player, I think, got away with his life for a brief moment, but he gets taken down as well. So we're seeing, finally, Pokerstars starting to step it up. Is it going to be enough to try and not only exchange this lead, but run away with this game?
Still up by 4, though. Our Sauce camouflage will be up in 20 seconds or so, and Lunny got the timing down on that, and he tried to scamper away with it last time, but paid the price, unfortunately, as Precision Eye tries to do as much damage as he can before he falls. He trades out. Lunny gets 2 kills for Pokerstars 1, make that 3 kills, and they've now extended that lead once again, Wes, at the worst possible time, right when camouflage is about to pop.
Yeah, camo coming up right now, and that's a big one-on-one win from Lunny. Huge plays from Lunny right now, extending his team's lead, also securing pink control. This camo is so late that I'm not even sure if Pokerstars is going to be able to defend it coming off their spawn. It looks like they've all spawned car. It's a 9-kill lead, and Lunny with camo is going to opt to go pink 3. You want to see him take his time here, right? Like, with this kind of a lead, just exactly finish off your teammates' kills. Tries to finish the double, a little bit of an overextension because he's got to know when there's another player at blue. But his teammates get the kills. More importantly, camo's off the map, so they don't have to worry about it themselves, and they've got themselves a comfortable lead.
Lunny had a second chance at redemption there with that camouflage. He done enough damage, tried to get some cleanups. He got a little bit greedy, though, and he got taken out by that player in blue. But at the moment, Wes, they're up by 10 kills, and it appears as though they can do no wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I haven't seen the Sauce team have a bad or a close game, right? They are blowing the enemies out, and for Precision Knight to have been dropped from this roster Pokerstars and to go up 2-0 in the series in the fashion that they've done it, that's so big for his confidence and the rest of the team. Like, if you're this guy, if you're Precision Knight's teammate and you know that this team dropped them, you want to make a statement in this series as well. It looks like everybody's on board and on the same page as closing this one out. Still, a game is on the lines, though, so this game not over yet. Still 7 kills right now, and you see a little bit of pressure from Pokerstars, but pressure from bottom car usually gets punished, and just like that, they lose their life, and every life right now is crucial.
To stand any kind of chance, you really needed to get those 2 kills, did Pokerstars. And something we need to talk about here, Wes, is Batchford 5-16 was his final score. He's taken the first 3 weeks off. This is his first week back in the new season, and has that time away really cost him here against these big players?
Yeah, Halo 5 is one of those games that if you step away and then you try to come back, it's very, very difficult. The movements, the mechanical skills that Halo 5 requires you to play, it's a grind game, right? The more you play, the more comfortable you feel as an individual. It's clear that Batchford's not in his best form throughout the series. Those stats are not what I think of when I think of the player Batchford, and with it, he's got to be looking at this game 3 to turn it around right now because his tournament life is on the line.
Yep, and I'm going to confirm it once again. Back-to-back games where Precision Knight, the man who was dropped by 3 members of this team, has been the highest damage dealer. So again, Money Mo gets himself a triple kill to boot as well in that game, and he's performing really well, and he's had that inspiration of being dropped by that team, Wes, and like you talked about, there's no fuel like it.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, it's motivation for, like I was saying in the middle of the game, it's not just Precision Knight, right? Like, if my team, if a person that I pick up was just dropped from Triggers Down or whoever, like, it's personal to me. I want to win this series for that guy, right?
Yeah.
I want to win. I want to be able to say, like, nah, like, this is your team now. We're going to go places that team couldn't have gone. And with it, it looks like that's what Sauce is being able to do right now. They're riding this momentum. They're riding that fire. And it looked damn good doing it.
One thing I can't escape, though, regardless of the series, is Oddball. And here we are on Eden, sniper rifle to boot. Looney looks as though he's got that straight away for his team. Ball still down bottom middle as Shabby Dagger gets himself the 1v1 with Squashy Josh. They both drop down bottom middle. Maybe a misplay on both their parts there. But now we're on board with Looney. We will not see the end of that engagement. Maybe we'll look towards the kill feed to see a confirmation as Looney tries to help his teammate down bottom middle. Down bottom middle here, Wes, with the sniper rifle and pick up the ball. What's what we seeing here?
This is the level of desperation that Pokerstars is playing with, right? Might not be the best decision at this point, but they're down 0-2 in the series. You have to figure out ways to play the objective, even if you have the snipe. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if that was the best way to go about it, because now they lose not only the ball, but the snipe, and it looks like the rest of Pokerstars is going to be left trying to pick up the pieces of that death.
Warlord gets a kill on the Shabby Dagger as he was caught clambering. Unfortunate for him, but Warlord will take those kills all day. They're the easiest ones in the world in the 1v1 now with that man Precision Knight. Wisely decides to back away. I do like that as well. Lunny now, sniper rifle in his hand. Wes gonna try and find some faces.
Gonna try to. Unfortunately, misses the first two. Able to pull out his pistol and finish the first kill, but he's losing teammates outside. And with it, 3 players for Pokerstars are outside. They actually have the ball as well. So right now, you saw Looney actually leave the ball and the rest of his team outside and try and push into blue. He turns around, everyone's dead. Precision Knight able to pick up a double kill though and break this setup for the meantime. You want to see Looney be a little bit more aggressive, but a face ripped off, and that could create the opening that allows the aggressiveness to come out.
Lunny finds the face, and it appeared as though Pokerstars had all their attentions on that sniper player in there, trying to get him off the board. And because of that, it opened the door for Precision Knight to get a lovely cheeky little flank and a double kill of his own. But now Lunny in a 1v1, and he gets a killing spree as well. And when those sorts of kills go against you, Wes, and when you're Pokerstars, you're in trouble.
Yeah, fortunately, he was taken away from the barrel. Nice little killing spree from Lunny to really stop Pokerstars from getting any ball time is what that was. It's like, it wasn't an aggressive killing spree that got his team any kind of significant ball time or objective done, but what he was able to do is basically defend the objective and stop them from being able to get set up and run away with this game. That keeps his game, or his team, in this game. Those killing sprees are just as important as the ones of you going off when your team is racking up ball time.
We've just seen the overshield get picked up, but unfortunately it was EMP'd, so it's eradicated. It will not be a factor on the map any longer as Batchford takes that ball, fumbles it for a moment, but he's not going to pay too much because of it. He's rotated towards blue. That Lunny has had lockdown for almost the entirety of the game, but now they have evicted him. He's been served. Squashy Josh, Warlord, and the boys start to clean house, and then now start to take control of blue as Precision Knight's the only player left alive in there, trying to be a factor while the rest of his team spawn up. He does fall, but this is time now for Pokerstars to rack up some points.
That was a beautiful rotation from Batchford, front blue all the way around, and then eventually his team was able to win that battle inside of blue. We have a sniper on screen. He's going to be able to get one pick, and those picks are so important because they just turn the game into a 4v3 for the next 10 seconds, right? You're putting a player on respawn and having the advantage when your team is racking up ball is so big. He's going to have to play his life right now, though, because he's knocked down to no shield from outside. Knows that players are going to be inside blue. His teammate drops the ball wisely. They're going to have to slay here. Multiple players push him, and unfortunately, the body shot does not come through. We'll see if his teammate's able to finish one, but one's not enough, and with it, we're going to see Sauce with an opportunity to keep that ball back blue and rack up some time.
Shabby Dagger, absolutely no interest in picking up that ball. He decides he's going to take the sniper rifle and try and push the pace here of the game. 2 members inside blue. Everybody trying to use this as a no-scope rifle, as opposed to trying to scope in. Precision Knight and Lunny combined take down 2 members of Pokerstars. There's a member left alive inside security there as he gets in the 1v1 with Squashy and almost comes up trumps there, but this time Squashy shuts him down as we jump on board now with Looney, and they need to try and get some points here, Wes.
Beautiful job by that ball carrier to be able to win that one-on-one, but unfortunately, you see Pokerstars right in position to finish off that kill. They're just defending the ball right now, making sure that nobody's trying to push bottom middle. A great job by them. They're going to be playing for this overshield right now. You see Bachelor's picking up a kill, and with it, his team's going to be able to continue to rack up all time. The score is starting to get out of hand.
They're starting to rack up points all the while, keeping it scrappy every time the ball falls in those engagements. It looks as though Slayer-wise, both teams are evenly matched, but not able to capitalize are the boys on sauce at the moment. Batchford has gotten back-to-back overshields, and that can only really show how good Pokerstars are playing at the moment, and they're up by a considerable margin. And if you're going to be sauced here, you need to start racking up some points and taking some control before this game gets really out of hand.
Yeah, you want to see some objective efficiency. This is the first game I can recall that they've been down significantly in since we've started the stream. That's 5 straight games, I think, of them having major success. This is the first time we've really seen them start to struggle. We've seen multiple times, I feel like, that they've had an opportunity to pick up some ball, maybe rack up 10, 15, 20 seconds, and they've opted to try and slay out. You need to be a little bit more objective focused here. This series is not over.
Yeah, and they're down by 40 or so seconds as well, so still plenty of change that they need to catch up with. And like Wes says, when we had seen Shabby Dagger, the ball was down there. He could have racked up some points, scrapped it up, and got them within touching distance, or perhaps somewhat closer if he instead decided to pick up the sniper rifle and was unable to be effective with that. So when you have the option between picking up the ball and the sniper rifle, sometimes it is time to pick up the ball as 2 members fall. Squashy and Looney hit the respawn screen as a double kill, and now we should see some scoring in favor of the boys on sauce.
Bit of a blunder there by Pokerstars, right? They had the ball in bread. You want to see them get in a position to play that ball and get it out of the base, because as soon as you guys go down, you're handing them the ball completely in that base. Unlucky events for Pokerstars right there, losing the snipe from multiple players surrounding the sniper. They are going to be able to pick it back up, it looks like, and with that, a few kills go in their favor. The ball's still down at red. They weren't punished for it, but those are the kind of things that can open the door for the enemy team to come back. You got to make sure those don't become regular. They do have control of another overshield, so this game, they're controlling not only the snipe, but overshields as well, and with it, you see it in the score immediately.
What Wes touches upon is right. That's back-to-back-to-back overshields. Batchford's got 2, and it's obviously handed that time off to Looney, but this time he's been EMP'd finally, but he's done quite a significant amount of damage. And although it looked as though they started to claw back and we're within 30 seconds, you blink, Wes, and overshield is gone, and you're up by over 60 seconds now.
60 seconds is a ton of time on each ball. It's so difficult to try and come back on this game type, I feel. It's not very often we see massive leads chunked away at, or we see a team have that kind of a massive comeback story. Already over 120 seconds for the blue team, and with it, Sauce has got to figure out a way to close this series out, because you do not want to find yourself in a game 5 when you were up 2-0.
Now, looking through the eyes of the Scotsman, Batchford, as 3 members of his team fall, will he try and be a little bit more passive here and just hold this outside blue area? He throws 2 nades in, and no doubt those players are going to know he's there. Shabby Dagger gets lit up as he tries to cross over that catwalk. Lunny to the right-hand side. Will Batchford clear his corners? Yes, he will. He gets into an engagement here, just like Valorant, just like that. You clear your corners, you get 3 dead, and then you can start to rack up some more points, Wes.
Great job by him to check his corners, and with that, all of those slays go in the favor of Pokerstars. The ball still continues to be over towards blue. Over just less than 10 seconds to go. This game is all she wrote. You see Pokerstars with a little bit of life.
Pokerstars answer back and push us to a game 4 as they take oddball on Eden by 150 points to 65. And we're going to head over to CTF on Coliseum as our game 4. But it's good to see the boys bounce back and to really push this series. And can this now reignite this series now, Wes?
I think everybody wants to see a game 5, right? And especially with the drama that you have between Precision Knight and Pokerstars and the team change and everything. You want to see this go down to the wire and see who's going to make the play. Pokerstars did their part in game 3. We have to see a similar result in game 4 in order to really get that hype moment for game 5.
Game 5 will be Slayer Coliseum if it's required, but they do have CTF on Fathom to go first. Where we maybe writing them off a little bit too soon, and now the boys, Looney, Squashy, Batchford, and Warlord, are starting to show what they're made of. They're starting to heat up now, Wes, and starting to answer back.
Yeah, that was a dominant performance. They focused on power weapon and power up control. They had a lot more teamwork than we've seen in the previous 2 games, and with it, they were able to play good, efficient, objective. I think early on we saw that snipe go for the ball and have that conundrum happen where you're trying to play an objective, trying to come back in the series and be efficient, but you also have a power weapon in your hand. You have some responsibility to slay at that point. So he got caught. It feels like all of that's gone out the window. They found their flow. They found some rhythm throughout that game, and they were starting to run away with it. They were winning one-on-one individual battles. If that continues, we're going to be seeing a game 5 on our hand, but Fathom Flag can go either way, honestly. Like, teams can have just such random success, I feel like, on this game type, because they just have a good flow in the match at hand. Right now, we're seeing Pokerstars being so aggressive towards the silo. They're going to be able to pick up 1 kill, 2 kills, and a beautiful push for Warlord right there is going to reward his team with a burned camo from the enemy players and a lot of map control.
He just pushes off the silo area and heads towards this top catwalk area. Puts some lovely shots down there onto Mista as well to really back him down. Cracks his shields and make sure he can't be a factor. And there, Batford actually gets the cleanup onto that kill from Warren. Tries to get the stick onto Lunny, but it's going to be a trade. He manages to hit a 5 shot, but Lunny answers back and sends both men to the death screen. As we jump on board with Shabby Dagger, Squashy Josh in the enemy base behind enemy lines with a railgun as well. As he drops that, and no doubt Shabby Dagger will convey that information that there's a railgun down there. There it is, as Mista gets a kill onto Warlord, and Shabby Dagger trying to get a flag touch, but desperately cannot do so. Lunny gets a kill onto Warlord. Mista still alive with that railgun out towards this silo area in a 1v1, and just like that, they're going trading blow for blow, Wes.
Could be a counter cap opportunity from the looks of it right now. You see Pokerstars being aggressive. Nice thrust forward. That's 2 straight kills in the kill feed for Pokerstars. They did lose 1. And right now, you see the pressure from Pokerstars. The confidence from Pokerstars. They're starting to be the aggressive team they need to be in order to compete with this Sauce squad.
Yeah, they've poked the bear. And the shackles are now off, and they're starting to dance as Squashy set up towards this elbow area. Put some shots now down onto Mista. Misses a couple, but not enough to send some warning shots as both men go for the same flag. That's a bit of a misplay. Will that have some sort of implication as this flag gets carried forward? Precision Knight behind enemy lines has pulled that flag out. He's set up towards that gen area, but a combination of 2 men take him down. Only 2 members left now for the enemy team. Pokerstars left alive as they try and push that flag towards the window. They're up 1-0, Wes.
Like you said, a bit of a blunder that wasn't able to be punished from 2 players going for the flag. A great job by Pokerstars there to get the first 2 kills at the enemy base, finish up the last 2 kills at their base, and really just all 4 players being on the same page ever since that flag blunder, I'll call it, allowed them to punch this flag in. And the teamwork we're seeing out of these guys is what's showing me that they're going to look to really come back in this series and take this whole thing. Patchford with that beautiful railgun kill stops the camo player for a brief second. Unfortunately, he loses his life shortly after. This is an opening for Sauce.
Wes, after the first 2 games, you'd be forgiven for thinking this series was over. But this looks like a totally different team that's come out in Game 3 and Game 4.
Yeah, they've woken up. Like you said, you poked the bear. You're gonna piss the bear off, and Batchford having that rough game too could have been exactly what the doctor ordered for this team to kind of wake up and realize, like, hey, what are we made of? What are we going to be able to say about this? Are we going to go down like this, or are we going to turn this back around and show why we made the team change that we did? I love what we're seeing out of Pokerstars right now in this game 4. Unfortunately, the flag carrier is going to get caught to no shield. Is he able to get finished, though? A beautiful job to try and stay alive, play his life, and he actually trades the kill. That was unbelievable that player was not able to finish that flag carrier off, and with it, we're finding ourselves in what appears to be the first stalemate.
We've seen this time and time again through the years on Fathom Flag, Wes, where we have a bit of a standoff, and it's always how much resources do we commit to try and read the flag, and how much resources do we keep at home to defend the flag. We've seen teams like Sentinels opt to drop the flag for a player that's about to respawn when you know there's no players trying to get flanked. What do they need to do here to break this stalemate?
It's going to take one consistent push, but with Railgun coming up in 15 seconds, I'm more focused on who's got map control and who's going to get a few kills here before they can get this next camo and rail, which can really help you get into the enemy base and get this return, right? So pay attention to the kill feed right now and everything on screen. You want to see either one of these teams get a few kills, secure these power-ups and power weapons before trying to push in. But we do have a sneaky play on screen from Shabby Dagger. He's looking for the flag carrier. I'm not sure where the blue flag carrier is. He finds him in the tree. Beautiful shot with the white rifle. But there are players top middle, I believe, that would be able to defend it. They actually dropped, and this is going to be the return.
And one man has broke the setup. It was Shabby Dagger behind enemy lines. I was going to question his play to leave the railgun there, but had he picked that up, players would have known where exactly he was. He decided to head in towards the window, completely catch the flag carrier off guard, and because of that, he's tied up the game.
It's a veteran play by Shabby Dagger, and you love to see it to tie this game up. Right when Pokerstars feels like they have all the momentum in the world, Shabby Dagger makes the play that's going to tie this game up, allow a little bit of breathing room for Sauce, and to understand, if we want to end this series, let's do it here in Game 4.
Precision Knight in the base, camouflage and railgun. It looks as though Pokerstars have turtled up just a little bit, and that's not what you want to see, but he loses that vital, that pivotal one-on-one engagement. But of course, two members fall for both teams, so still neck and neck, 50-50 on the map control. This game could swing anyway in the pendulum.
That fight and fight typically goes down to the wire. It's going to take whoever is able to really make that play. We thought it potentially was going to be there with Precision Knight with railgun camo. Unfortunately, nobody was home. And with it, just another battle for a set of slays, and a little bit of map control goes down.
This game staying really scrappy at the moment as Shabby Dagger gets another kill on the Looney and starts to push out towards that silo area. Two members down for Pokerstars, only one down for Sauce at the moment as they start trying to push into the enemy base. Looney left isolated on this glass area, but now it's caught Shabby Dagger as he may have thought that player would back down towards the B orbit. Looney decided he wants some more action. What do you think of that, Wes?
I like the aggression. You just gotta be a little bit more fine-tuned when looking to push in that direction, right? I think the headspace was right. You know you have to apply that kind of pressure if you want to create an opening for your team. Unfortunately, you got to win the battle in order to do so, right? The great players know how to do it and are capable of doing it as well. It's about putting the pieces to the puzzle together in order to have the success that some of these top players have.
We've seen Lunny position top middle there, tried to get greedy and get that kill onto Looney while Camouflage was set up top middle. And because of that, Lunny has now died, and Camouflage has also been taken and scooped up by Batchford. Is that a misplay on his part? Should he have prioritized the Camouflage over that one kill in the treehouse?
It's all about what information he knew, right? And depending on if they knew that that player was going to be there, it doesn't look like the camo is going to do too much damage as of that he does trade his life. But the flag being out right now for Pokerstars, they're going to continue to be able to try and push this. Does not trade with that player in the tree, and we see an overextension towards the silo in order to try and stop this.
Precision now trying to get aggressive towards this silo area. There's a player set up towards that gen as he throws a pre-nade, hoping that Warlord would step out to it and take his shields away, but unfortunately no, Warlord has not decided to do that. And now in a 1v1, Precision now completely isolated, and now Warlord decides this is the time to go out when the beast is weakened, go out and take him at his worst possible position. Warlord then gets a kill onto Shabby Dagger as well, and now immediately tries to turn defense into offense.
Yeah, look at the aggression here. 3 players flying into the base. They know one player's back engine. That player stands no chance. They finish him very quickly. Another player spotted front of the base, and another player top middle. Now they've got to figure out a way. How do we get out of this base safely, right? The flag being thrown out and already starting to be run gets it into the pit, but is that going to be enough? You need teammates to figure out ways to find slays. Another player goes for the touch. You got to see kills go in their favor before another touch is given. A double kill for the player on Sauce as he's running flag. Back and forth these kills go. One player spawns big door, and with it, I think we're going to see another stalemate. Pokerstars able to get a few kills, though, could potentially help them get this return.
And what we've seen there was Pokerstars push into the base. They had 3 members alive in the enemy base, but simply all Sauce did was they spawned up and decided, okay, you're all over there, we'll go take your base, Wes. They've then taken the flag, and now we have this flag standoff, all set up from a perfect position for Pokerstars, but maybe being a little bit too passive, not being able to push the flag, whether your shields are cracked and you can't push any sort of engagement. And because of that, now we have this flag standoff. And last time we were in this position, Shabby Dagger made sure that he made the plays.
Yeah, it's going to be who makes the play, and it does look like the return actually just came in, right?
There we go.
And with it, flag being ran.
This
Out of
spell
middle
trouble
all the
now.
way to front red right now, and red pit is going to be taken down. I love that to be able to understand where enemy players are going to be coming from. We're going to see Sauce punch in the third and final cap as well. And just like that, that's the story of Fathom, right? When it's a stalemate, oftentimes whoever wins the stalemate is able to turn that into a 2 cap, because not only do you probably punch in the flag back at your base, but in order to end the stalemate, you have to get control of the enemy base as well, because that's typically where the flag carrier is hiding. And with it, you have an easy opportunity to grab another touch, run the fight. They executed it perfectly bottom middle. Wani with 20 piece. 20 and 14 right now. Shabby Dagger shortly behind him, and Precision Knight 13 assists with his 18 kills. I mean, everybody really having a solid game to end this series in Sauce's favor.
Pokerstars definitely showed signs of life, and maybe next week they'll be back in finals time and they'll be competing, and maybe there'll be a little bit more practice. Batchford will have some more games under his belt, having just jumped back into it. But just like that, it's 3-1 in favor of Sauce, and they punch their ticket to the next round. We'll be back very shortly as we line up the next lobbies. Get yourself a brew. We'll be back soon.